Welcome, fellow Stardust. Are you ready for a scare? I see you've come back for more. And if you're new here, buckle up. And thank you all for joining me today. My name is DeRay, lover of all things dark, creepy, and weird. Today's film review will be on psychological thriller, Bug.
When you drop those off, come to the jukebox. I want to introduce you to somebody.
You're very beautiful.
I like hearing you talk.
If you want, you can stay here tonight.
That'd be nice.
If this cover doesn't make you want to watch the film, then you're probably not a freak like me. This film stars the amazing Ashley Judd and the ever so talented Michael Shannon. It's directed by William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist and Killer Joe. It's written by Tracy, who actually wrote this as a play first. The play premiered in 1996 at the Gate Theatre in Notting Hill, London, England. Rehearsals were held at a Red Orchid Theatre in Chicago, Illinois. It then premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in 2006. Lionsgate bought it, and then they released it in 2007. Lionsgate at first didn't want to use Michael Shannon because he wasn't well known at the time, but William Friedkin advocated for him and said that he brought something unique to the role. Tracy explains that William Friedkin was somebody who did do this a lot. He was always considerate of the writers of the adaptations that he directed. It was shot at a high school, and the entire set of the motel was designed in a high school gym. They were able to hear the kids running up and down the bleachers during rehearsals. This film didn't do so well at first because it came out a year after the second film of the Saw franchise, and they were both distributed by Lionsgate, and for whatever reason they marketed these two films the same, but they are two completely different films. Saw already had a huge following. When they saw the preview for Bug, they were ready for something similar to Saw and basically were unhappy. And people who would have liked Bug weren't aware of the kind of film that it actually was. The cinematography is amazing. It's done by Michael Grady, who did Easy A and a bunch of other films that I haven't seen that look really good. But it's just super gritty and personal, really up close. The extreme close-ups just make you feel like you're there and that you can actually smell all the cigarettes and liquor and despair. This is a tragic love story between a lonely waitress who suffers from PTSD and a recently discharged war veteran who has a mental illness. He convinces her that he was the subject of biological testing and that the US government put bugs under his skin. I'll be giving away a few spoilers here, but you're still going to be able to enjoy the film. Everything I'm about to talk about is mostly revealed in the first part of the film, so I'm not giving away too much. At the start of the film, the audience is easily able to empathize with Agnes. She seems like a nice enough woman, she's well spoken enough, she seems like she can make friends if she wanted to, so why is she living in this dingy hotel? What has happened to her in her life to get her here? I really love the role that the phone plays in this film. This was written in the 90s, and in the 80s and 90s, only rich folks had cell phones. And Agnes, or anybody she knows, isn't gonna have enough money to own a cell phone, much less Peter. And so I just love the tension that it brings to the film throughout, the incessant ringing as well as the silence on the other end. We see that the phone makes Agnes anxious because she thinks that it's her ex-husband who has just been released from prison. So now we've gotten a little piece of the story as to why she's probably here in this hotel. Earlier on, we see her have an interaction with an older man, and it's not a positive one. So seeing that paired with her interaction with the phone and her ex-husband, we kind of gather that she doesn't really have a good relationship in general with men. And that's why her friendship with her lesbian friend RC is an important one to her and one that she cherishes. We're essentially watching Agnes's mental health deteriorate right in front of our eyes. dies. We have seen her miserable for a big portion of the film, and then Peter comes into her life and things just seem not to get better for her. They seem to be getting worse little by little. While we want to see her form a relationship with somebody and finally get out of this rut, we want to root for her, we want to root for them, we just kind of feel like there's something not right about Peter. We just can't quite put our finger on it though. A lot happens in their relationship in such a short period of time. The film mostly takes place in her hotel room, and it's super small and so many things are going on. You have this roller coaster of emotions, you have crying, you have laughing. He's witnessing her getting abused by her ex-husband. He's finding out all these secrets about her, kind of forcing him to create a bond. And with her PTSD and his mental illness, it just makes for the perfect recipe for a toxic love. Peter knows he's different, but he thinks it's because he's more aware or more well-informed than the rest of the world. Tracy Letts wrote this after the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, and conspiracy theories were starting to run rampant, especially with the growth of the internet. So this is kind of a commentary on conspiracy theorists. So what we have happening in this film is something called folie à deux, which is the madness of two, where one person takes on the psychosis of another. This is exactly what's happening to Agnes. RC is able to witness this happening slowly, but is unable to save her. Her closest, most cherished friend is somebody who is unable to save her from somebody who she's barely met just a day or two ago. At the start of the film, Agnes is perfectly normal. She's not afraid of the normal everyday things, but towards the end, she's become a bit neurotic and scared of everything, just like Peter. There's a scene with Peter and her ex-husband, and these two guys are completely different people, but this scene kind of shows their similarities. They're kind of mirror images of each other, and to me it illustrates how they're both just completely wrong for Agnes, and she's just better off alone. There's a scene with RC, Agnes, and Peter, and this is a huge turning point. We see Peter go through a psychosis that is pretty dramatic, and we see that Agnes is really trying to comfort him and do what she can to take care of him. It's obvious that she felt like she couldn't take care of her son in the past, and so now this is her opportunity to be able to take care of Peter in the present and possibly even have romantic love. While RC is witnessing all of this drama, she knows she needs to save her friend, but can do nothing in the moment to save her. If you love blood and guts, you're gonna absolutely love the tooth scene. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to give anything away. I want you to be fully surprised. It's definitely my favorite scene. Go ahead and comment your favorite scene down below. The last 30 minutes of the film is a ride. While the first part of the film might have been a bit slow, not uneventful, not boring, but just a little bit slow, the last portion of the film is so satisfying, and my heart beats out of my chest every single time I watch it, which has been many times. I'm very sensitive to mental illness. I've had my own struggles. I've had family members who have had their own struggles, and psychology has always just been a huge interest of mine. This film is a real look into the human mind, and it shows just how fragile it can be, which is why it is always so important to constantly feed yourself positivity and to live as positively as you can. I have one more fun fact about the film, but it does involve a bigger spoiler. But I won't give away too much. The last shot is of some fire, and it's a tilt up until it fades to black. But when the fire came, it was entirely too big that everybody had to run out. The cinematographer had his eyebrows singed off, but somehow the footage was able to make it, and they liked the way that the tilt up looked and just decided to keep it. Well, thank you again for joining me today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I hope you hit the like button and join me tomorrow for a scary story narration. I'll also be back next week with another film review and another true crime story. And if you want to join the Rainbow Fright Freight Train, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every Thursday and Friday when I post more videos like this. All right, y'all. Peace.